Hello everyone, and welcome to One Hope Racing Prospect here, and we're for round 7 here, Interlagos, Brazil. So, I'm commentary Brendan, and I do apologise for the stream being a little later than planned. It was just a case of it's just a case of just some complications here. I am very sorry for that. Uh, so. And tonight we're also, as I mentioned, round 7. And if you are wondering who our current commentator is, then unfortunately Liam isn't here tonight. So, so we have people on their outlaps here, and so meanwhile, as they are on their outlaps, I'm just going to mention some of our sponsors here. We have Next Racing, who sponsors League by providing prizes, and Pure Sim Gear, and provides a pair of sim racing gloves to the driver who has the most combined pole's fastest laps. So then we have our partners Vespertine, who are partnered in Sport Championship prizes, ERT. They partner ERT going against Tough Award and they leave trophies. Now it's the same grid. So we have Power with Scrim Grid as they run the seasons through the community and platform. So you have some people here, and I just do want to check with everyone here with audio, as I seem to have an issue with it here. You know what? As we see some people on their laps. And so we have some times on the board. We have Jason 107.6 and then Mason 108.0. And just keep an eye. I believe Whopping Proverb. Yep, he has went third, 108.5. Has a very nice first sector, but the other sectors were not on par with the first sector. Indecisive 110 Jet or 111 Jess with a 110. Jet or 111 Jess. So I do believe I have an issue. I don't think you can hear the engines. I am not sure what is going on here, unfortunately. I do apologise. So now we have some more lap time. Aiden has at a 127. As the Shrekways in the Red Bull is 107.7. So I think he'll be happy with that lap there, just to get on the board. Looks like it's competitive. Matthias now managed to split the AlphaTauri Red Bull with a 107.7 of his own, just about 700 faster. Okay, looks like we're back. Seems like it was just a pause that had to do it. Looks like we should be all clear. And now we can get back to business, hopefully. minutes now as we do continue to look at the lap times. So, if you do, so most people have been able to put in their first round of laps, and if we talk you through Interlagos, usually the strategy one stop is definitely possible in normal circumstances, obviously with the minimum 2-stop rule. I'd expect probably soft medium. And maybe if someone has lap instant, I would nearly say you could go then medium, which is not a bad strategy. Let's say we'll go on board with looks like Kingham's into the pit, so that might be a bit of an issue in that regard. We got Racing is a special tribute helmet, which is nice to see. Hopefully we'll be able to make a note of it there in a couple of minutes whenever it comes out again. So Jamie, we'll go on board with him for a lap of the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache. So as you come down the main straight, and you'll be coming in first corner, the Senna S, named after the Brazilian legend himself. It's through 1 and 2, important to get good at get legs of it. Wasn't quite on there for Jamie. As the curve then through the curve they saw the Reto Aposta, where we've seen two Ferraris collide. As I believe this is he is backing off at this lap. So we'll try again with someone, as we do see Rageman, who is now on provisional pole. I think he will be happy with that. Let's see, 3 laps in the soft, but I do think you can do that. It's fine for that kind of thing. And so we have Infamous, who is the championship leader at this moment by 9 points over Rageman, but given Rageman's pole position, that is very good for him. At the moment, with the Rageman will be taking pretty much full points, well, Infamous will be down in 7th, and I think that would be very good for Rageman, as he does try to close up to the lead of the championship. As I will inform you of some of the engine penalties being taken at Interlagos this round. Smitty Chris, Kingan, Yavin Ligamate, Jacko and the EKG Storm Kings. So that is 5 drivers taking a penalty today. That is why we did see Kingan just drive around to get the setup installed and then just back into the pits to retire. Maybe some people may just not go out, and otherwise, as you do see the 5 there at the bottom of the standings for this session. I believe we may have seen a lap time come in there. Jamie, I think that is him. So Jamie, who had a very nice start to the season, it's just probably got slipped away from him a little now. As well, he did win the first race. He hasn't touched the podium since. The best being a P4 in the following round, but it's been consistent, like bottom half of the top 10 finishes ever since. As I believe so now, if we look at this, obviously you have the task service available to you there. If you can ask it for certain information. So if I just get up here, as you can see, Jason has had he's been faster in the first sector, but Rageman's speed in the other sectors has been immense, and especially considering he did that time on all enough tires. Even like Interlagos isn't that harsh on wear, but it is still 3 laps. So as we see Rageman, we'll go on board with him and just see what a lap of Don't throw my Jose Carlos Pache. So down towards the Senna S. Sometimes you can have a really nice end here, just like Hamilton. Oh, and that's invalid. Oh, well. We might want to park the onboards. Seems like a bit of a commentator's curse here. Although, Richmond's lucky that car didn't end up being parked, because well, now he's got no front wing, and them tyres probably won't like it. As Aiden West, looks like he lost it going up towards turn 6, and it's not really nice. From the positioning of that car, it looks like just in case he wanted to get on the power, and it never really happened. It's Matthias actually that's went second fastest with a really nice last sector. And that last sector, I mean, when it is only one corner, it's so important to just get that exit right, because that can mean the difference between keep having that great lap time or being 2/10 down and probably having a middling lap time that'd be hard enough to replicate. Don't many people on track. You see the Regiment's coming into the pits, so then you have the 2 Haas's, and then you have McLaren, and I believe that would be the Red Bull. Yes, as he said he has a special helmet for this weekend, so we'll just have a look at it there now. Looks nice. See, there's much Mason here, so he has not looking too bad for him. He's not fast in McLaren, but it's a P5 he'd be very happy with. And he has a very nice first sector and I am assuming if he has that in the first sector, he would probably feel like he can improve, or maybe not. It doesn't look like the improvement I was thinking it would be. Seems to be backed off here. Alright, just save up the ERS, go again. So let's see, Jason, maybe we'll go 3rd time lucky. So, this is important. It's probably the last lap of the session, so into the Senna S, 1 and 2. He's done well there, so I'll be happy with that. Through I want to cover the zone now, the Reto opposta, obviously where you had seen the 2 Ferraris crash. You had to see the Interlagos, and you're looking well now as through 5, and now through 6 of Ferradura and 7 of Laranjeja. And I was just through 8 and now Pinheiro, where you see it's a more technical section of Sector 2. Oh, a little bit of a slide there, not too, wouldn't be the most confidence inspiring thing. Then Margolo, and now to where we saw a very big moment of Isaac Glock. Now onto the final straight here through Jungle Zhao, and now just on the DRS. It is just flat to the line. Keep to the left as much as you can. It is second. And I'm very happy. A 107.5 dead. It would be. It looks like a decent lap time for. Just see now, can that be beaten? Anyone realistically who's within just 2.5 tenths would be able to think maybe I can beat that. So now we're here to the lap times. Rageman, come on. Here is a leave his lap time. We move on. This looks like chasing it now into. Oh, we have a bit of a train here. So let's see the Rageman. Purple Sector 1. That's looking good for him. 16.610. Try keep as close as you can. Keep the speed as high, but don't really let that rear end start to tail out. Otherwise, it will be a ruined lap for you. Just now, just make sure you get your braking right. Don't spin out of here. Just keep to the left, and now just brake around 50. Make sure you get a smooth exit. Well, that wasn't the sector he was looking for. Not the sector he was looking for. And that was an aggressive turn in there to make sure to keep to the left. But would this be an improvement? No, it's not an improvement. And I'm not sure if he has the ERS to keep going either. So, despite two very good first and last sectors, that middle sector has cost Rageman there. So now Jason, we have to change Mattia. Looks like it's probably all he can do. Now Jason, we have to watch him. There's big improvement, big improvement. Just needs this last sector now. So up the hill and now through. Now down towards the start finish line. Keep to the left. Keep as close as you can. Is it going to be pole? Not quite. Just not the last sector seemed just wasn't quite enough there. So now Sheckway has improved, but only by 15,000th of a second. Now to Infamous, only 7th. That is not great. So now, with this championship looking a little closer now, especially after Rageman's P1 last week in Spain, after a strategical masterclass, if I say so myself, to go from 7th, starting on mediums, to win the Grand Prix. It's looking good again for Rageman. Maybe he can add on to that win from last week, along with he's on a streak of 3 consecutive podiums. So now, here are your results from qualifying. We have Rageman on pole position and Jason in P2, making it a Germany 1-2. Matthias is P3, Sheckway is P4, Proverb is P5, Mason is P6, Infamous is P7. He'll probably be looking to find his way up the grid. Jamie P8, Indecisive is P9, Jess P10, Aiden West P11. So Storm, Smithy, Jacko, Keegan and are the 5 towards the back. They did not participate in qualifying because of the entry penalties. So now it's up to them to try and make the most of it. Trying to see strategies now, especially from those outside the top 10. I'm just seeing, we're waiting now as for the strategy. Well, it seems to be a little longer anyways. Hopefully we don't have an issue. Oh, looks like we will be going soon enough. Hopefully we are going, so just wait now. The one lay off formation app begins. And what could be a pivotal round here for the championship as the season enters the final stretch. So obviously what was the colours patch? So we get famous for championship defining moments. In 2008 we had the infamous last corner of the last race of the last lap last season, or the last race of the season. We had the infamous "Is that Glock" moment. Also in 2012 we had one of the greatest finales to an F1 season, or to one of the greatest F1 seasons, where Alonso, despite his efforts, despite his P2, he lost downside with 3 points thanks to Sebastian Vettel's superb recovery from the back with a damaged car after that one spin. See, also famous for its weather. Yes, it's going to be all dry today, so, and I mean, it isn't just championship moment here after all. We've had some really good races. 2016, which was full wet, where we saw Max Verstappen showcase his skills to the world before he was even 20, and so 2019 where we had the dramatic final few laps where we saw Albon get spun by Hamilton and then Gasly hold Hamilton off just for long enough that he'll be able to secure P2. So now lining up in the grid, Rageman, this race is in his hands. Honestly, an infamous is down P7, but his teammates in P2. You might see a team game here, as Jason might look to help out his teammate here, whether it'll be deliberately or just indirectly. So 5 red lights will be on. Look but never stare. It's lights out in Interlagos. We go racing. And looks like as Rageman got the start he needs. It looks like he has just about. But Jason down the inside. Will he be able to get the move done? As it just looks like Rageman's able to keep the inside and close it off. As Jason now, he's going to be on for checkways. And just see as checkways going to be able to take advantage of this. No, looks like once again the inside proves too powerful. It's Mason, P4, he'd be happy with that, ahead of the other Red Bull, as you see Checkways looking for any way to get past. And it looks like Whopping Proverb hasn't really had the start he wanted. Down 3 places, he is a bit of an outsider in this championship, but this will probably be a... oh, not quite the nail in the coffin, but it would be one of them. As it looks like everyone's managed to stay with each other for the start, so I think this should be clean. As it looks like, oh, except for maybe Chris, looks like he's got damage and he will be into the pits. So is Aiden West here. Oh, they had damage here as well, so we've had 2 cars. But it's Jason now. He's getting extremely close here. Will he go down the inside? Oh, he had a look, but just didn't feel confident about actually making that move. That's a sound to Jacko here. In the Mercedes, P10 on the mediums, not bad. See a bit of a gap then, but when P11, mind you, I see 3.3 seconds then to King in front. So it looks like we are going to have couple of distinct packs here. So Rageman, the key is now, can you do what he did in Spain and just pull away? See, last week he was able to get that free air, and that made all the difference because he came out right near the lead, he got the lead, and then just pretty much took off for the rest of the race. So if you look now, he's not doing too badly for himself. 1.2 seconds, he's already broken DRS. That is a very good thing for him. So Jason's going to have to probably start looking behind and seeing if Checkways is going to do anything here. See, actually, if you notice, Infamous, he's down to 10th. That is not good news for him. It's terrible news, in fact, because, well, you're just not going to get that many points. I believe it'd only be 3 points, and that would be enough to pretty much reverse the championship. So then Rageman will be holding around a 9 point lead. I'm interested to see the strategy here though. It will be a 2-stop. As oh, we got some moves. Checkways. It looks like he's got the pace here, as it seems like he has a little bit less tyre wear. Boo. Nearly 7% less. So I think he'd be very happy with Jason. Oh, bit of wheel banging there. And no doubt the hand of anger will be going up with Checkways there, as it looks like a beautiful switchback. More wheel banging. So this battle's already getting a bit feisty. So let's see, is Jason going to try anything here? So you have Mason here as well. Is Jason off going a bit wide there? Oh, and Jason's got damage. Big damage. And Aiden West is out. So that's a safety car. And no doubt we're going to get the first stops of the race here. And this is probably going to compromise the likes of Jacko, Gigamate and Storm Kings, who are the 3 people on the medium tyre. Honestly, Aiden West tried the hard tyre there and it didn't really work out. So Rageman in, Checkways in. Oh, Jason having a little look there. Oh, more front wing off. Oh, that could be a... Doesn't look like there's any penalty trouble, but probably a bit of anger. And I think Mason here, he may be able to jump Jason because Jason has had to get that front wing replaced. And we'll see now, where are these guys going to go out? So now, oh, Jason might indecisive as well. So, McLaren Red Bull checkerboard from 2nd to 5th. With Matthias in 1st. Matthias here is elected to stay out. I'm not sure if this is the right gamble or not. But I will tell you what everyone's tyres are now. So see, Matthias doesn't pit. But actually, I've seen Jacko. Jacko has also come into the pits here. He's up to 8th. And well, look at this. He's on the soft tyre. Some of these guys are going for this soft tyre. And maybe this could work out very nicely for them. They probably can do enough laps on soft, or they can go really quick on these softs and then just do this a nice stint on the medium, maybe get an undercut as well. So there's some very interesting choices here, to be honest. Obviously most people are going mediums. Infamous on the hards. He may be trying to go long and then soft to the end. Although medium from this point, it looks like a very comfortable strategy, because you'd be able to just pick in, get that second stop in. Let's look at my Matthias. He's going to stay out. He's going to gamble on another safety car. So now, see, I'm assuming most people here will be up one position once Matthias pits, and once all sorts out. Obviously, that doesn't account for certain things happening in a race. So, just if we had a procession to the end. As well, safety car in this lap. So now Matthias on these soft tyres, he needs to judge it. Here he's went. So now Rageman, are you able to get the move done quick? It looks like he has. Down the inside he goes, and it is, and he's got the restart sorted. So it looks like the other McLaren's gone off here. Although Rageman, he's made a mistake there. Shakeface, he's now going to be taking the lead here. Net lead, if he can just get inside. And it looks like Rageman, he's going to hang it around the outside. As they go up towards turn 5 and be turn 6. If they go side by side, oh, Rageman's out. He's out. The championship lead. And second place man championship, he's out with a Grand Prix. And you can hear the cheers from Infamous, as it looks like a bad weekend for him is not going to cost him. Although it does mean Whopping Proverb is now in a good place. As you can see, check this. Oh, see, that's cost him a bit. That incident did not help. Help him really. Check, he's got damage. He's got 20%. So it looks like this incident has managed to cost a pair of them in this race. So now Jason is going to be our net leader. Whopping Proverb is going to be the net P2. see, Mason also was damaged. So now you had Indecisive and Stone Kings into the pits. Clearly they haven't had the best restart either. King up to 5th, Jacko up to 6th. This race is very much in the mix. A Shaggy race. What looked like a very nice Grand Prix for him. It's just gone now. His Indecisive looks like he already picked up damage, and that could have been out coming out of the pits. It can happen, to be fair. So now, Jason, he's now going to lead. Whopping Proverb, he wants a favour from his teammate here. Because, well, he'll want to take advantage of what's going on. If I am correct in looking at this championship is still very much on here now. Because Infamous is not looking good for him. But for the Proverb, he's going to be right back in this then with about 3 rounds to go. If it kind of stays the way it is. And he'll be nearly hoping that it's just a quiet race to the end. Because then it means that there'll be more. It means more people will be in between him and Infamous. Let's see, Matthias is keeping up with Jason, keeping him in his DRS, obviously that's keeping Whopping Proverb there as well. But in the catch-22 situation, it doesn't allow Whopping Proverb to actually get near. He'll have to be thinking about, do I send this on my teammate? Because if it goes wrong, I either lose time at best, or I could ruin my chances at worst. Once again, looks like nobody really near enough to make a move. Oh, Smithy, he's out. That's a crash. Oh, that's a safety car. Yeah, that's a definite safety car. So now the situation changes. Matthias, I'd get into the pits if I were you. I see, Infamous. That's a position gained. Although actually, if I'm mistaken, Whopping Proverb will be in the net lead in this race given penalties. Matthias, he's in. This safety car hasn't worked out too bad for him. Trying to see if anyone else would he be willing to take a second stop here. Shakeface is, it seems. This might not be a bad strategy, and this will be quite similar to Japan, the very first round of the Prospect season, where we saw Jamie, who wasn't really in the running for the race win. He decided he would take that second stop under safety car in order to keep out of trouble, and by doing so he was able to put it this way, but just end up P1 once everyone made the stop, and there was nothing that anyone else could really do about it. Oh, and Infamous is disqualified. He corner cut and the game's just disqualified him. So that's 2 championship contenders not scoring points. Whopping Proverb, he's got a big chance now. Currently the points difference is 19. A race win gives 20, so if Whopping Proverb could just win this race, he will jump from 3rd to 1st in the championship. That would be big news. Well, it's Jason now. His teammate might want him to do him a favour here and just limit what Proverb can do. Because while Infamous will be thankful at least that Rageman also DNF'd in this race, he will know that he's got another championship contender who is probably going to max out their points here today if things go to plan. And I think if Whopping Proverb did mess up, then I don't believe there's anyone else who could really take advantage. Maybe Jacko if things maybe if things somehow went right for Jacko here, that could happen too. But I'd have to say safety car, yeah. This race, it's going to be, as I said earlier, it would be championship defining. And it was more said, Interlagos races are often championship defining. When it isn't a finale, well, I think this one will have a fair few consequences now. Infamous not scoring, but Rageman, who goes up at the front, fighting for victory, he's out as well. He can't gain any more points on him on Infamous, so that means the top two won't score. But Whopping Proverb, about 19 points off, and not a person who I expected to really factor into this today. And more close as I thought, maybe he'd be able to finish ahead. So, going a bit off track there, probably wouldn't want to do that. The safety car would probably be in next lap, because I believe Mason will be able to catch up by then, along with Storm Kings. Oh, Storm going for a bit of an off-roading trip there, but he's back on. Jason now, he has 3 seconds, so well, he's just gotta hope he has pace there just to use to mitigate the effects of that penalty. So Indecisive still has 10% damage, which I probably should have pitted, to be honest, if he knows he has damage. In terms of tyres, let's see how they're holding up. Let's see Whopping Proverb. He's got a bit more wear in the fronts than most others. About 5% more than most. So tyre wear might be a little bit of an issue for him. But if his pace is there, then should be alright. Especially with the safety car helping out the tyres, meaning go a bit longer. And you can go a little more half leather at the end, so go full push. Let's see, is this safety going to be in? I would expect it to be. It's usually been late around Brazil, and here it is. Last real corner, it sets it in. Obviously this is where sector 3 begins. Safety car go. Jason now, he's got a job to do. Control the pack as if it's a safety car and then decide, when am I going to go? If you go too early, they'll be able to catch. Although it looks like he's got them. It looks like a very nice restart there. He's got Whopping Proverb napping there, and Kingen probably not really in position to capitalise, but it is brilliant for Jason, who looks like it's already pulled out a second. Although, actually, Kingen, 3 seconds there. You see, Checkface seems like something happened just there. It seems like everyone survived the safety car restart. Jess, P7, they have looking at good points on offer for Jess today if she was to stay where she is. Maybe even just could get another position or two if things go right for her. Looks like they're walking forward. There's the person behind this penalty, the person in front of the penalty. You've just got to keep it right, because it looks like you have a P1 here. If you can just keep with Jason, like, that's all you really have to do. See, Matthias is past the Red Bull Checkways, who was in this fight for the win so early on this Grand Prix, so he'd be looking to try get past. I think now, if he could just he just needs to find a way past, because if he can find this way to get ahead of Matthias and Jess, you may well see that the pace that was pretty much fighting for a race win there about maybe 10 or so laps ago. So what being perfect is it is going to be overcast. No rain really expected, but it's most certainly will remain overcast as DRS is now enabled. Oh, we got a hassle. That's Matthias. He spun. And let me see. Oh, checkface. Oh dear. Oh, looks like these two may have well collided. Matthias looks like he's survived without damage, but checkface. Yeah, that wasn't great for him. It's been a bit of a baptism of fire, as Checkways is well, the race is very much it's not really going to have much purpose to it now anymore, unless another safety car does come. As we put back up stops there, Storm is the only one to have done a second stop here out of the people who are still in this Grand Prix aside from Checkways, but he is a long ways off. Storm King, I'm looking to just make the most of this, because there's a good opportunity on offer here with all the people that are going to have to pit again. No, indecisive, 2 stops. Midley still got that bit of damage. Then Mason, 3 stops. But everyone else in front will have to make a stop. So, looks like Jason is doing everything he can, keeping himself just far enough ahead that Whopping Proverb can't get DRS, and Whopping Proverb, the under pressure from Jacko, who has managed to get past Kingen, and now looks like Proverb is definitely going to have competition here for the win. It looks like both of them will probably go for soft tyres at their second stop. But Jacko, well, maybe we'll go for mediums. him, although I would think with all the safety car laps he would be able to get there. Actually, what big proverb? His tyres are more worn than the softs on Jacko, so it is looking very nice for Jacko here. Seems like walking proverb, unlike most other drivers here, having a bit more of a struggle with just the wear of these tyres, as I would find it very interesting to see what the temperature of some of these tyres are. As soon as Jacko down the inside, he's done proverb, and that is a crucial move. Jacko not really playing much of a role here directly in the championship, but he is that may be a very important overtake in the context of it all, as that would mean Proverb would not lead the championship after this Grand Prix if it ended right now. Oh, just see here, Jess. Mason has managed to pass Jess there. Who is it? Is it Donate? So very good points there. This is point really for anyone who is able to finish. As the top 12 would be receiving points here. As it goes 20, as you want a reminder of the point system, 20 for first, 17 for second, 14 for third, and then 12, 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So Storm keeping it indecisive here. It will still be very interesting to see where some of these people do come out after their stop, because it is going to affect the races of a lot of people. So some people will be moved up, but they're going to be caught by others. And obviously it just adds to the points that there'll be a point for driver in the top 10 with fastest lap, and then a point for driver outside with a fastest lap. So actually, if we do check fastest laps, he's at 1:10.406 for Rage Man. So I'm not sure if he does get the point for that with given the DNF. But then in terms of top 10, I think it would be Proverb. So that one, oh no, it's Jamie. So let's see now, Proverb, he's going to go for the lead, try to take it back. Around he is. Side of Jacko back down the inside of the ZS. Kingan looking to get involved here. And that might have just done enough for Jacko there. The fact that Kingan was also involved. So that may have just been enough to hold off. It's actually Kingan trying to go around the outside here. But just doesn't really work out for him. Proverb keeps the place. That will be crucial as well, get you back your gap. As now it looks like Jason is going to win the race still, purely because he's been able to pull away. He hasn't had that fighting, and that little bit of fighting there has made all the difference. Jason just now needs no safety cars, no more safety cars or VSCs that could potentially take him out of winning contention. It's now you see what Proverb, he's going for the stop. That is strange, and that's probably cost him a second there, but he's got to go for this. There's no other choice really. Probably feels like I need to, it's medium, so doesn't feel confident in the soft tyres. Storm picks up a penalty that wouldn't really help his race. Jacko now is going to be under pressure from Kingan. So now the key for Jacko here is his pace good enough that it will be able to withstand the kind of undercut that is going to be brought by by walking Proverb. As you see, Jess here has made the second stop. Is 12th, but I would expect some others to pit, and I would change. Especially like some Matthias here, who still only made their one stop. Let's see, Jason stays out. Jacko stays out. Kingen, he's in. Probably feels like he needs to avoid being undercut too much here. Although maybe could gain a place. It's soft. Soft. That's a big decision in this. So, this race. He's got to make this work. The tyre wear will probably be a factor here. 12 laps. 13 laps. Let's see, Proverb. It's just ahead of Kingen. Just. But Kingen is going to be paying for that place, and he will be desperate. It's just now I feel like for whopping Proverb, right, I've done what I've had to do, and that's get out ahead of Kingen. Now, ideally, what whopping Proverb would want is for the likes of it's actually indecisive. Indecisive has made 2 stops. If I check the tyre wear here, that would be, you see, oh, a bit more wear. It's not even, let's see, Kingen is close, as you see Abigail and Mason in the pits. Well, it looks like Kingen just not close enough. Indecisive is doing a massive favour here to Proverb. Proverb, just pass now, get the job done. Yeah, okay, you're passed, but it looks like Kingen has managed to follow through. Will Kingen go down the inside, soft tyres? Does the Proverb have to leave the space? And Kingen's took advantage. He's on the left, he's passed, and he's up ahead of Kingen on the road. But Proverb, well, up ahead of Proverb on the road, but Proverb is going to end up ahead of Kingen if he can just keep it in 3 seconds. Let's see, Jason's now going to pit. Jacko is going to pit as well, I believe. That is right. Both of them are in. The tyre wear from Jacko has actually been magnificent. Around the same as Jason there, so that is a very good achievement for Jacko, and it would mean you'd expect him to have a bit more grip near the end. You see Kingen there, Proverb 4.5, well no, 2.9, that is a little bit of an exaggeration there. As you see, Kingen, this undercut has worked wonders. Oh, he's at the back of him, that is damage. That is a piece of front wheel gone. Looks like Kingen. Oh, it's probably all over for you. Oh, looks like a very nice Grand Prix for Kingen. As if I would check positions gained, 13 places, pretty much coming from the back of the grid after an engine penalty. Just to end up with that, it's probably heartbreaking here. However, for Jason, it looks like he's going to take the win here. He'll be very happy to do so. As you'd see here, I believe Jason hasn't really been a factor in this championship, but that will apart as he only took his one and only win in the preseason race. But this would be his first win this season, and that would be very nice, as it would jump him right back up to the top 10. His indecisive with a 3-second penalty won't really help him. Jacko here, a bit off. So Kingen now has the fastest lap, so I suppose we'll have that point. Proverb here. This win is still in reach. We just need to have the pace in the mediums to take advantage if something happens to Jason with his tyres to go off. As Kingen into the pits, looks like Proverb is not going to be an issue for him to try and get past Kingen. Kingen is in. Oh, and that's probably going to cost him a good few places. It's not looking good, as he could have been a very good race for Kingen's championship, but looks like it's just going to be a couple of points and that's it. Open Proverb is now 3.6. 6/10 is the difference. See Jason on the on the mediums actually. My bad, that is medium, so it's going to be very similar in terms of tyre wear. Whopping Proverb would just have to hope that he's got the pace to start reeling in Jason just enough that it'd be within 3 seconds and therefore he could claim the win. So this looks like Matthias. Oh, and Kingen. Oh, no, from wing. That's a VSC. VSC. We'll see if that turns into a full. Usually, if it doesn't turn around by this point, no. Strike face is so now some people are in. Obviously Kingen's in, Shrekwace is in, Storm Kings is also in, so they're just elected to take that pit stop. Indecisive also he took a pit stop recently. Look at the difference in tyre wear. Jason's has much nicer tyres than Whopping Proverb. It looks like here now, Jason is going to take the win here. Whopping Proverb, it's P2 at best, but it's probably the best he could have really hoped for. As if I show you by position again, you get from 5th up to win, or up to 2nd, and it's been not bad for him. You have the Jacko up 11 places, been able to take the engine penalty, still get a podium, is very good for him. So yeah, maybe if that tyre was a bit better, he'd be in the fight for the win, but I think P2 is still very good given the circumstances of it. Obviously, quite often we have seen Rageman and Infamous here on the podium or near it. So if you're able to snatch a podium with both of them not even finishing, it looks very nice for you. I believe Infamous, apart from a P9 around 4, had been at worst 4th place in every race, so this would be a bad for him. It's his first DNF and first non-point score of the season. Key for now is to just keep going. Just don't crash anything in an effort to catch, but so you see Jacko now. This could be big here. Jacko and Jamie are catching rapidly. So these two they have nothing to lose. Obviously, they've gained a couple of places to be where they are, but nothing else really to lose on these soft tyres, which, for whatever reason, it just seems Proverb just not able to manage the tyres around here. It could be me. Sorry there, just controller disconnect. It looks like Jacko, he's passed. That means Swimming Proverb just not quite amount the points gate he would have liked, but I think that position is probably going to have to be sacrificed here. Unless Jacko's tyres start to wear off dramatically. But they seem to be wearing less than the mediums on Proverb's cars. So. Now, it looks like Jason is going to be very good for him. You have to commend that race, because what, out of Rageman and I believe Shack race, he didn't get into any trouble really, apart from that little bit of thing where he had to replace the front wing. But he had a great safety car restart aided by which took Rageman out of the ring completely and put Check Race out to the back pretty much for the rest of the race. So the key now here is, I believe everyone would have made their 2 stops, some even making 4, maybe some in the safety car. See, it's Jacko. Probably a bit late now to try catching the gaps, so we just take the P2 and the points that come with it. So Jacko looks like he'll be able to jump up very high. I believe it'll be 17 points for him at a minimum. Passes up does belong to the Red Bull, so there you go. So if you go 17 points, and that would pretty much, it would move him ahead of his teammates, and it wouldn't be too far from championship contention then. The only thing that would really help in that case is Proverb managing to crash out. Yeah, but I don't think that will happen. See, the rest of the field has thinned out. Apart from Mason and you haven't given mate, we've had decent enough races, not really been involved in much, but they've been there, they've just done what they can, and looks like they've got a solid P5 and P6 here. It should be some good points to take home for them. As I see Mason, he's close, but just not close enough on this straight. Just need to look at it. Just needs a run somewhere, but it looks like the ERS. Both are low, so not really much to use. So you just need to save as you're coming right towards the end of this Grand Prix. You've little time to save, so if you just manage to save it here, then perhaps you could just go one time. Oh no, Storm Kings are out. Oh, maybe that could be a collision with King, and for all we know. So this has not really ended well for Storm. As Jason, he starts the final lap, would require a hefty miracle in this. Oh, 6 seconds! 6! So Jacko could win this Grand Prix if things go right. And this would be very good news. But Proverb, he's also in this. And just look, Proverb, he's stuck with Jacko. He's going to be passed. And that is... And this could be what Proverb needs. It's going to be airtight to the finish here. Not in physical sense, but on penalties, extremely. It looks like 6.1. It's doing 6.7. It could not be closer. If this was in physical form, you'd be all over this. But you have to see now, 6.274.139. It's flipping about. You see Jason, he's using on his ERS. He probably knows, thinking, I hope I've done enough. It's 6.567. As you see now, Jason crosses the line. He wins Brazilian Grand Prix on track. But Proverb, is it enough? No, not enough. 2/10. Jason wins the Grand Prix by about 2/10. Jacko 3/10 behind, probably thinking, I could have had that there. Point to say for Proverb, Jamie is just 4th, Abigail made 5th, Mason 6th, Sheckway 7th, and although Jess will jump up there after penalties are applied, so very good result for Jess there, 7th place. Going to be a best result of the season, as it's been consistent P10 to 9th, but a P7 there would be a welcome boost. Then indecisive P9, times P10, King, and he will cross the line P11. There you go. So, very hectic Grand Prix and a very one with a fair lot of consequences there. You would have to say it's being one infamous out, Rageman out, Proverb P2. It's been a very nice Grand Prix for Proverb and an important one for the sake of his championship. So Jason, after winning the preseason race, he's managed to take his first win this season here at the Interlagos Circuit of Brazil, despite the 6 seconds time penalties. Whopping Proverb takes a very crucial P2, which promotes him up to 2nd and very near to lead this championship. Jacko P3 completes the podium. Jamie would be P4, he's P5. Mason P6, Jess P7 for best result of the season, Checkway's fastest lap, and then P8. Indecisive P9, Matthias is P10, King in P11, Storm King P12, he did crash out in an infamous Chris Rageman and in West Warrior DNFs, along with infamous as DSQ. So I would have to say my driver of the day would have to be, I would have to give it to Jason really, because well, he had the pace. Let's see Jason, after that little contact there early on in the race, we had to change the front wing. Did you really expect to end up being 6 seconds clear? And also, did you feel like you were doing enough to manage the penalty, or was it pretty much a close affair till the end? Well, that is the stream now. I believe podium route is on. It is happening. Or it could be precision. And you also have precision, and then it'll be pinnacle at 8:30. So that is it from me this evening. Hopefully next week, or actually, I will just say another driver of the day. Actually, I was unsure as to, I mean, just the one, but I would have to give it to Jacko. He made a brilliant recovery to come up from I believe it was P14 to P3. So I have to ask him, when you took the engine penalty here, were you expecting to, where did you expect to end up, and did you feel like you could have won that race at the end because of the penalties there, if you hadn't been overtaken by Whopping Proverb? So that is it from me there. So thank you all for watching, and make sure to tune in for the other one hop tiers this evening, and I'll be back next week then for round 8, which is at it is in Italy, so Monza, the Temple of Speed, and it might be a very important round just yet. Thank you all for watching, and I have to say goodbye.